Hi, Dr. P here to talk about ways you might depart from the standard card game sequence of play in specialty card games. What is the standard? Well, it's either play a card then draw a card or draw a card then play a card. I don't know which, but I know which makes more sense to me. Play a card then draw a card works because the player already knows what to do if he or she is on the ball, if they've been thinking about what to do while other people have been taking their turn. So they don't need to think about a newly drawn card while others wait. After they draw at the end of their turn, the player can then think about what to do next, considering the new card while the others take their turns. So it makes the game faster. Are there advantages to the alternative of draw a card and then play? Well, it kind of gives the player hope that if they don't feel they have anything good in their hand, maybe they'll draw a good card. Also, after a complicated play, they won't forget to draw a card because they drew a card to begin with. I prefer to give players a slightly larger hand rather than draw first, so they have more options that they can figure out during downtime. And ultimately, players do get used to drawing after. You can also provide a minimum hand size to draw up to in case players forget to draw. Must the player have a hand? Well, in some games they may not. Remember that difference between tile and card games. In a tile laying game, you often don't have a hand. In card games, you usually do. Now, if the game allows the players to end up with no hand, that's their choice, as long as they have a way to rebuild it. But it's more common to have players draw up to the hand limit or discard down to the hand limit at the end of their turn. This is less likely to result in mistakes, but to me it's just not something that I like to do. In many games, I make a draw one possible action out of several. A player may not draw at all or may draw twice in one round if two actions are allowed. So drawing becomes a choice rather than a certainty. And I like to give players choices. In such games, players can get really large hands, which some players like, or they can get really small ones. So why not? There's no great virtue in hand limits. Let the players choose. Don't settle for the standard methods. Think about what's best for your objectives and for your game. Thanks for listening.